What's going on, guys? My name is Fatness, and today I'm bringing you guys a guide on how to complete your Moments of Triumph. Now, first off, I want to say y'all have, at the time of this video going up, you'll have about 2.5 weeks to finish your Moments of Triumph. If you haven't gotten started on your Moments of Triumph already, it's going to be quite the grind to get this done in the next 2.5 weeks. But if you have gotten started on it, awesome for you. But for now, let's go ahead and jump into this. Some of these things are time sensitive because they will change every week. Other things are not such a time sensitive thing that you can do as the next couple weeks roll out. But let's go ahead and jump in, and I'll tell you guys the first thing that you have to complete for your Moments of Triumph. The first Moments of Triumph is the Plays the Thing, where you have to complete the main Taken King quest line. In order to get this Moments of Triumph completed, you have to complete the mission Regicide, which, for those of you that don't know, it's the last mission in the Taken King quest, which is about 8 missions long or so. It's where you go into Orcs' ship, you fight a couple of bosses, then you go and you fight Orcs, and you banish him back to what is now going to be the raid. It's not that difficult of a challenge, it's pretty much a gimme, so go ahead and go do that. That's a real easy one to get knocked out of the park real quick. The other one is called the Third Element. It's where you have to completely level a Year 2 subclass, which in this case is going to be Stormcallers for Warlocks, Sunbreakers for the Titans, or the Night Stalker for the Hunters. You have to fully level that up, and then also equip it. That's it. That's all for the Third Element. So 2 really, really easy Moments of Triumph that you can complete. It doesn't take that long to level up a subclass. Most people by now have already leveled that subclass. All you have to do is just equip it, and you'll have that situated and ready. Next thing you got is Return to the Reef. Complete the April quests at the gates and return to the prison. Now, this isn't that difficult either. Back in April, there was an update. This said the April update. There was a new campaign mission, and as well as a new strike. So all you have to do is you have to go to the reef, talk to Varix. Varix will give you a quest to go find Malak, although you don't currently know it's Malak. You have to kill him, and then once that's finished, you will complete that quest. And the other one is Return to the Prison, which has you go back to the Prison of Elders. I believe it's level 40 Prison of Elders, and then level 41 Prison of Elders. One is which is just regular prison, and then the other is the Challenge of Elders. But I'll get into that here towards more of the end. But the Return to the Reef one is also a really easy, simple quest line you can finish as well for your Moments of Triumph. The next one you got is A Blade Reborn, and this is amazing. Now, this one is going to be a grind, and this one is going to take you quite a bit of time. It took me a long time to finish this. It's very possible to do it within a week, or even less than a week, depending on how grindy you're going to do this. But for This Is Amazing, you have to complete the Crucible quest line culminating in the mountaintop. Now, this is one of the very first quests that Shax gives you, who is located in the tower. It's a Crucible quest line that takes you through all kinds of different Crucible game modes, like Control, or Elimination, or Rift, and you have to get different completions in those playlists. And then you'll also have to complete different weapon challenges, like get so many kills with such and such a weapon, hand cannons, scout rifles, pulse rifles. There's all these different weapons that you'll end up going through, as well as different playlists that you'll be going through. And then at the very end, it's called the Mountaintop, the very last quest that you'll end up finding. And this is after you've gone through like each vendor, each weapon type, even the gunsmith to complete quests for him. At the very end, you'll find the Mountaintop, and that one is to go in, you'll complete like 20, you have to get like 20 wins, and then each like loss counts as 1 point, and then each win counts as like 2 or 3 points. And you got to get a total of 20 points, and then once that's done, you'll get what's called the Hothead Rocket Launcher, and then you'll know that you'll have completed the Mountaintop quest. Yes, there is a lot associated with this quest, and yes, it is a very long quest line to complete. I highly suggest you guys trying to complete this while you're doing this other Moments of Triumph called A Blade Reborn, which is complete any of the exotic sword quests from Shax. What you have to do is to collect the exotic swords. There's a whole bunch of different steps. It is also very grindy. You have to get materials, and in order to get the exotic sword, you'll have to go through and Crucible kills with the sword. A little tip that I have for you is you can also use the sword hilt to get kills. That also counts as kills. I think you got to get like 10 or so sword kills in total in order to complete this one. But I highly suggest you pairing the Blade Reborn with the other Mountaintop quest line in order to get those 2 moments of triumph completed. It's not that difficult to do. It's very, 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 very easy. But the grind is a real thing. Not only that, but for the sword quest, you will have to collect and obtain different materials. Depending on which sword you have, you will need to grab those materials from a certain planet. I believe the Void sword quest is for, I think it's Relic Iron. So you'll have to collect Relic Iron nodes from the planet Mars. You can't just go through the chests and find them. You have to actually get the nodes, and it's about like 1 in every 10 you'll get a special little item that will help you upgrade your swords. And that doesn't take too long, but it's like I said, it's a grind. So I highly suggest you like throwing some music on, listening to a podcast, maybe watching some TV while you're grinding out this stuff. You don't have to have your headphones on. You don't have to be fully involved in this because it's just more of like an extra grind. But that's not that big of a deal. It is possible to complete all this stuff within the next 2.5 weeks. So you want to get started immediately. All right, and the next 2 we got coming up here is Eris Morn's Revenge and the Sword Logic. Eris Morn's Revenge is to collect all 50 calcified fragments. The first, like 145, I believe, are very, very easy to get. There's a lot of guides on YouTube to show you how to get those calcified fragments. Most of them are done in patrol, although there are a couple that are done in missions, which I believe one is done in Regicide, I think. There's a handful of different calcified fragments in that one. Datto has some great videos that talk about the calcified fragments, and I'll try to see if I can put those in the description below. There are also some calcified fragments that you have to have specific activities for, such as opening up chests a certain way, and even also the Court of Oryx. You will need a total of 3 antiquated runes to complete the Eris Morn's Revenge Moments of Triumph. Each week there are 3 different Tier 3 Court of Oryx bosses that you have to fight. This week I believe is the Ogre. I can't remember what the Ogre's name is. But this week is the Ogre. Next week is going to be the Mini Crota, as people call it. And then the next one after that is going to be Balwer, a wizard, which is going to be the last week. But you have to complete the Ogre one this week, or else you won't be able to get it, because that won't appear again until after Rise of Iron has launched. Another thing is, do the Nightfall this week to get the calcified fragment if you have not done it already. This week it is the Dark Blade Strike on the Dreadnought, and it's got primary ammo burn. So for this calcified fragment you have to complete a Nightfall Strike, and the Nightfall Strike has to be done on the Dreadnought. So either the Shield Brothers or Alakul the Dark Blade. Since this week is the Dark Blade, I highly suggest you guys go on and get in that one this week. It's really easy to do. You can either do it solo, or you can run it with some friends, or some of the LFG sites that are out there. Very easy to complete, not that hard to do. These last 3 calcified fragments, these are going to be a little bit tougher, and these are going to be pretty significant, and one ties in with another one. They are the challenge modes for the King's Fall raid. And in order to get these done, there's different challenge modes. There's one for the War Priest, there's one for Golgoroth, and then there's one for Oryx, which I'll cover Oryx here in just a moment, as well as with his Moments of Triumph specifically. But this week it's Golgoroth, so find a group on the LFGs, or if you have a group of friends, go grab your friends and go jump into the raid. Doing it on the hardest mode is recommended, because you'll get the most gear out of it, and you can also level up and stuff. But in order to complete the Golgoroth challenge, you have to have every person in your fire team get the gaze, Golgoroth's gaze, which is a mechanic in that fight, and each person has to have that gaze once per damage cycle. If you do not get it once per damage cycle, or somebody does not grab it in enough time, you'll fail the challenge and you have to wipe it out to restart it. I will link a video down below, and you can also click it here on screen. Diet Cola made a excellent detailed step-by-step on how to complete this week's Golgoroth challenge. But you will have to do that this week, because this is going to be your last week in order to get that calcified fragment. Next week, you will have the Oryx challenge mode, and then the week after that, you'll have War Priest. And it's going to be boom, boom, boom. You have to get these completed as quickly as possible. I'll cover War Priest real quick. War Priest, there is a aura that you have to get after standing on certain plates. Only one person can get the aura. No, actually, not one person, but you can't get the aura twice. So if, say you're standing on the right plate and it comes to where you have to stand on the right plate to grab the aura, you can only grab it once. You can't grab it twice. If you grab it twice, you'll have to wipe and restart the encounter. It's not that difficult. And finally, for Oryx, you have to complete killing him on hard mode for his Moments of Triumph. In the sword logic, you kill Oryx on heroic mode, and this one will go great and handy for next week, where you have to have where there's 6 sets, or there's 2 sets of orbs on each side of the map, front and back, and you have to detonate all 16 orbs at once. In killing Oryx with that 16 orb strat, you'll complete the challenge mode for next week, which will get you a calcified fragment, as well as killing him at the very end will get you your Moments of Triumph. And I believe there's also a calcified fragment associated with that. I think it's either for killing Oryx the first time, or it is just for killing him on hard mode challenge, I believe. And then finally, there's one last Moments of Triumph that y'all have to complete, is Challenge of the Elders. You have to complete an Elder Sigil scorecard, which I'm showing over here on the screen. All you have to do is you have to complete this card, spend 100 Glimmer, and you can do it in about 3 runs. That's about the amount of time that I've had experience with it. It's not too hard to do. You can do it solo, or you can do it with some friends. The 30 minimum, you'll get almost guaranteed at the end of the Challenge of Elders. Run it about 3 times, and you'll have your last Moments of Triumph. It's really not that difficult, but the grind is definitely a real thing here. And because we are down to the last 2.5 weeks of, the Taken King to get the Moments of Triumph, you'll want to get started on it immediately. And if you've got it all done, bravo to you. Congratulations. You've completed your Moments of Triumph for year 2, and you're all set and going into year 3. But that's going to be all for this video this week, guys. This one was a little bit longer because of the Moments of Triumph. It is a little bit more of a wide scope of explaining on how to do certain things. If you guys thoroughly enjoyed this video or learned how to complete your Moments of Triumph, or even have completed your Moments of Triumph, hit that like button for me. Also, you can subscribe to my channel down at the bottom. Let's see if we can hit 75 subscribers by the end of the year. That would be absolutely awesome and fabulous. Also, leave me a comment below. Let me know what you thought. If there's any comments or any other games you want to see, or let me know. Alright, guys. I'll see you next week with my another brand new video. And you guys have a good weekend.